Welcome back, everybody, to ISA Insider News. I don't know if you can tell or not, but Shayna, you look lovely.
Thank you. It's just any normal afternoon,
Yeah,
It's just my normal going out
yeah,
wear.
yeah. This technically is too, except there's something else that I feel coming on that we'll get to in a second. I'm trying to hold it at bay. But who are you? Who are you dressed as?
I am Lydia Dietz as the Red Bride in Beetlejuice.
And you even sound like her.
I myself am strange and unusual.
Oh, thank you. I will try to just be monotone this whole broadcast.
I love it. I love it. Right now, I am grumpy holiday guy. Grumpy, lazy holiday person. Yeah, that lazy is probably the emphasis that should be on there. However, there's something coming over me that I've tried to hold it.
Okay. The big reveal.
Coming over me, and
I love a reveal.
I can't hold it at bay.
Oh.
Can't see anything. I call this held back a few times Teen Wolf.
I could be like Little Red Riding Hood, and you could be the big bad wolf. You're like the big bad wolf. Wow, that is freaky.
It looks like the dumbest werewolf ever.
It looks freaky. Ah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not wearing this the whole time.
Great. I'll just be the weirdo over here. Just normal. Just getting married.
Yeah.
Me and Beetlejuice.
I think that's as much as I'm doing.
All right.
There we go. I'm not very good at dressing up, Lydia. Lydia. Oh my God, I just literally called you Lydia. Well, obviously, happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Let us know what you're dressing up as. We have it coming up this weekend. So hopefully you are all going out and being safe and having fun and scaring the bejesus out of people. Or not. You're just really lazy and wearing something that's really easy. Shane, this
you're dressed like an uncle.
I'm the grumpy uncle.
Oh man. No, I'm happy. I'm happy with my costume.
You look fabulous. So. It's amazing. Yeah. That's it. That's the ISA.
That's the show, people.
Oh boy. Well, what
all
are
right.
About? We have big news that we are actually sharing beyond the fact that I'm a werewolf.
We do have big news, everybody. ISA has a brand new, lovely website. Da, 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 da.
You cheering if Scott can add the sound effects. No, if he can't, now we just set him up. It looks amazing. It really does.
A lot of hard work by the team. Not me, not you. Yeah. But a lot of hard work by a lot of very talented individuals. Yeah. And we are excited.
Yeah, it is a lot easier to use. You have more features, and more features are going to continually be adding. Will be added to it. We're going to be highlighting success stories a lot more. You yourself as a user will be able to highlight those success stories more. It just is going to be smoother and faster. And there's some really cool big things coming, other than the fact that the website is going to be a lot easier to use going forward.
Everyone's been asking over the last year if they can add a pitch deck. So now you can add a pitch deck. You just have to minimize it so it's smaller. It might take you a minute to sort of get used to it, as in any new platform. Yeah. So just give yourself some time to sort of like introduce yourself to everything, make sure all your materials are up there. But yeah, I did it myself and I thought it was great. I can find everything. Once you get used to it, you're like, oh, this is much better.
Yeah. The dashboard is new. So when you log in, you go to your own dashboard, which is relatively customizable, and you're able to share your projects with various people a lot easier. It's cool. And Craig, our founder, and Danielle, they've been working on this nonstop for a very long time, and it's here. It's ready to go. There are some bugs that we're working through. If you as a user find any, don't hesitate to let us know. It's not complaining. We aren't reading it that way. We want to improve this and fix every little last bug, because anytime you do a brand new website transfer, you're going to come up with new bugs. That's just how it goes. But thankfully, they're not awful, and we've fixed some of the bigger ones right away. So let us know.
But hooray, go check it out if you haven't already.
Congrats to the ISA team. We are going to do a little bit of a special Halloween episode here. So we are going to talk about a couple things in the ISA Insider. So we'll go there now, but then some more fun coming up after that. So what do we have for this week in ISA Insider?
Okay, so we pulled an article from ISA articles, which are still on the brand new website and actually much easier to go through. The format is lovely. So we pulled one by Nicole Bianchi, The Simple Strategy Famous Writers Use to Awaken Creativity. And we thought this was a good article to talk about because obviously, you know, Halloween is the beginning of the big holiday season, and it's very hard to set yourself up for success during the holidays, especially when writing, when you have so many distractions. So this article is all about setting up your writing routine, your rituals, you know, what you do every day to sit down. Even if you don't get a lot accomplished, you still want to sit down and do some writing. And it's very hard to take myself seriously when I'm looking at myself.
I'm like, yes, right. No, I think there's a nice little combination of spooky Halloween witchcraft with the word ritual.
Right.
Rituals don't have to be summon demon kind of stuff. It's a ritual that gets you kind of magically in gear. And that's a lot of what this article talks about and discusses. All these various writers from Jack London to Neil Gaiman and what they do to get themselves into that energy mode and rhythm. And that really is a lot of what a ritual does, whether you're literally, you know, practicing Wicca, or if it's just creating a habit, you know, that we unconsciously create habits. I, you know, admit that I smoke cigarettes. I probably shouldn't. I would like to quit eventually. So I have to start a new habit, a new ritual to not fall back into the easy one of what I've trained myself doing. It was never a choice. I wasn't like, I'm going to start smoking cigarettes. You know, I created this unconsciously. And so I have to recreate a new habit. And it's actually not as difficult as we think it is. I have to keep telling myself that. But
you just have to do it over and over. It's kind of like when you're playing a sport and you have your special thing that you do if you're playing tennis, like before your serve, to sort of get you in that zone, or like when you're shooting free throws. It's the same concept. You want to like set yourself up into that mental state that you're going to get into your writing. So I thought it was really cool that it was, you know, like you said, Neil Gaiman's in here, Stephen King. It's just cool. I didn't know a lot of these ways that, you know, writers got into their zone, which I just think is really cool. So, and it talks about creating your own ritual. You know, you can light candles and put them in a circle around you and then pour some salt if you need to. That's what I do. And it really, really sets the mood.
You say Beetlejuice 3 times.
And then I say Beetlejuice. Yes. I say Beetlejuice 3 times and then all is well.
Yeah, so let us know if you have any writing rituals. Put something in the comments, either on the pro tips side of the viewing or on our YouTube channel. Let us know. I really like Stephen King's because it's almost OCD. Where he has to have all of his papers in the same place. Everything is aligned, and then he sits in the same place at the same time, and it's quite literally a habit. And you know, obviously he has 8+ hours a day that he's able to spend writing, which is a little bit easier to, you know, slowly fall in. Some of us only have an hour. So that ritual can help us that much more. If we're just, okay, the brain is ready to go. I've lit my candle. I've got things ready to go. It's, you know, it's not easy to get started. Once you get into it, it's a little bit easier. Yeah.
But try it out. Yeah. And like Max said, tell us what your ritual is, or tell us what you're trying to do, or what a good ritual might be of it. And if you have any Wiccan spells, put them down there too.
Yeah, anything that might automatically write my screenplay. That would be a great spell.
Right. That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're not going to move into what are we watching. We're not going to discuss ISA events. We're not going to talk about Twitterverse or question time. We are doing what, Shayna?
We are having the Max and Shayna Halloween Spooktacular event. Da, 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 da. We're going to talk about all things Halloween, all things scary movie, horror movie. And we have a couple different questions that I'll ask Max and myself, and then we'll talk about our favorites. So when you were a kid, what was the horror movie or scary movie that sort of like you remember, or traumatized you or freaked you out?
So it isn't a traditional Halloween movie, but Alien. I should not have watched that movie as a child. I should not have. And it totally traumatized me. I had as a kid, I mean, I'm still not exactly, you know, interested in it. But I had a very real phobia of throwing up. and having
Mm.
stomach aches as a little kid. And of course, I somehow, for some reason, am allowed to watch Alien, where these things are quite literally pouring out of your stomach. I mean,
Oh my
it's
God.
traumatic, truly traumatic. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I remember I was like 5 maybe or 6, and I was at my aunt's house, and all my older cousins were downstairs like in the playroom, and they were watching a movie. And this was a TV movie. It was on CBS. I look back now, I know it was on CBS, then I know, but it was a TV movie, and it was called Dark Night of the Scarecrow. And I sat there and I watched it, and oh my God. I mean, first of all, it's absolutely terrifying. And then second of all, I think it was the instigator for me loving campy horror, because
Oh,
now I look back, I'm like, oh my God, it terrified me, but it was great fun. So it's the story of this mentally disabled man who was wrongfully murdered. I think he went and hid inside of a scarecrow, and then he was murdered. And he came back to seek revenge
yeah.
on the townspeople who did this to him. As
I
there's
remember
one
this
part,
movie. Yeah.
right? There's one part where they throw someone down into the grain thingy, the cutter thingy,
Yes.
and then the next scene is jelly plopping on toast. That's it for me.
That's it for me. You were how
It was
old?
awesome. I think I was like 5
Oh
or
my
6, maybe. I
goodness.
was young. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is young.
And then as I was older, I think the other one was like The Blob, but like the remake of The Blob, not the original Blob, but the remake of The Blob terrified me. It's
Yeah.
like bodies in this blobby thing. I was like, ah!
Disney used to release really scary movies for kids. Like there was
Right.
Watcher in the Woods and
Ugh.
it's like Girl in the Glass or Alexander. She's like coming up, and I watched like some of it, like 15 minutes of it a few weeks ago, because my sister Carrie, who is a little bit older than me, was terrified of this movie where this little girl ghost was trying to have this younger boy help figure out how she died. And
Mm.
you watch it now and it's not scary at all. But as a 6-year-old, Disney releasing this at prime time on a Wednesday,
Right. God.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right. Next one. What is your all-time favorite, or what you think is the best horror movie?
My favorite, or what I think is the best one?
Your favorite.
Okay. My favorite is The Changeling. It's like early to
Okay. Mm-hmm.
with George C. Scott. Typical haunted house movie now. It's kind of cliche, but back then it was, it wasn't breaking incredible new ground, but so well done. And George C. Scott is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And it's so rewatchable, and it has a great mystery to it. And there are no visual special effects. And it's all just creepy stuff. And the soundtrack, and it's fantastic. I don't think that's the best one ever done. It's the best one in terms of a horror scary movie is probably Exorcist or Poltergeist. Poltergeist I just watched a couple of weeks ago. Totally holds up. I haven't seen that movie in 30 plus years, and it was still like, whoa, wow.
Freaky deaky.
Yeah,
Okay, so for me, well, my favorite is Let the Right One In, and that is the original Let the Right One In, not the American remake Let Them In or something, whatever.
I don't know this movie.
Oh my gosh. So it's a kid vampire story, but I want to say it's from Netherlands or Belgium. I'm not sure, but it's absolutely terrifyingly just excuse my language, mind fuckery. It's like, it's a really, and you have to watch carefully, because there's some things I had to go and reference the book, because I was like, wait, did I just see what I just saw? Blah, blah, blah. So that's my favorite, but I think probably there's 2 that I think are the best for me, and they're totally different. The Shining,
Yeah.
I think is just like so terrifying psychologically.
Yeah.
And then 2, I just think Evil Dead is visually campy, just absolutely amazing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there are so many we could list. I mean, as you're talking,
So many.
my God, there are more in terms of my favorites. One of my recent favorites is a horror comedy called Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is fabulous.
Yeah.
Scott Marcus on our podcast yesterday that we recorded a new episode for the Fantastic Story Society. If you're not listening, you should find that on iTunes and our podcast app. He said his favorite scary movie is The Eye, but the Mandarin language, The Eye. And the American remake is pretty good, but The Eye, it's about this young woman who is always blind. She gets corneal transplants, but the eyes that she receives, so-called, were from a witch, someone who was able to see the other side. And so when she comes to and she's seeing all these dead people, but she doesn't know that that's weird.
Right.
It's so well done and so scary. It's so scary.
I forgot about that one. I need to revisit that one.
Yeah. It's
been a while.
It's
amazing.
So
All right, on to the next question. Who is your favorite horror movie character?
Yeah, probably Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Most memorable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think of Beetlejuice as a horror movie though, so it's probably Jack from The Shining.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
The obvious ones are all of the slasher horror things like Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers and things, but I'm not that interested in those characters. Like Jack. Is that his character's name in The Shining?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The character is just so layered and deep, and oh man, yeah.
I would agree on Beetlejuice, and then my other favorite is Pinhead. I just think Pinhead's so iconic.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't get better than Pinhead. It's so creepy. I mean, whew.
Yeah. Yeah.
That scared me too when I was little.
There's one question you have that I don't have an answer to.
What?
I don't remember my childhood costumes.
You wouldn't. Were you the same thing like every year? Did you like dress up?
I was pretty straightforward. Although I will say there was one year, I do remember this. This just popped in my head where I didn't know I never know what to go as, but I bought this fake skin. You can buy like fake skin at these costume shops, and it comes with like fake blood and stuff. And I did a really good job putting it on my face. Like I remember thinking this looks real. And the first store I went up to get trick or treat Halloween candy, I never forget the face because I was wearing like basic clothes. I think I drew like a tire track on my shirt or something as if I was run over, and I remember the lovely young mom type of character at the door leaning over to give me candy, and she was looking at me like she wasn't quite sure. Is this
like, are you okay?
Yeah, okay, I do remember that one. All right.
So every year I was either a cat or a punk rocker, but when I was 5,
you have a little bit of both going on right here. Like
I know. When I was 5, I was Yoda, and it was one of those really creepy plastic, like the plastic outfit with the plastic mask that's like, you look back, we're like, oh my God, that was the creepiest things. But I have to tell you, I thought I was so cool because I was Yoda. It was great. I think I have a picture. I'll try to share it.
Oh man, that's cute. Yeah, Halloween trick-or-treating, it's for the kids. And I'm now this type of adult where we turn the lights off and we just leave a bowl out on the front steps, and we're like, oh God, don't knock on the door now. I don't want anybody coming to the door. Oh God.
Oh man.
Okay, I think the last one that you have in terms of the question is the best one. So
yes. What's your favorite quote?
Yeah.
Or ditty from
it's an immediate go-to, and there are so many, but
so many.
It's Jack Nicholson in The Shining when he's walking up the stairs, and Wendy is like kind of swinging the bat, like go away, and she's totally
poor Wendy,
and he's gone. And the line is, Wendy darling, I'm not going to hurt you, or no, Wendy darling, light of my life, I'm not going to hurt you, I'm just going to bash your brains in.
Right.
And that's the basic line, but the way he delivers it, I mean, nobody else could have done that line. Like the way he pronounces light of my life. Oh, it's just brilliant. he's trying to not be as angry as he is. Oh God.
Right. You like holding it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Not my favorite movies, but I love 1, 2, Freddy's Coming for You. 3, 4, Better Lock Your Door. 5, 6, Grab Your Crucifix. 7, 8, Can You Stay Awake? 9, 10, Never Sleep Again.
Yeah.
Just,
it's goosebumps.
nothing better than that. Just freaking creepy.
It
And
is.
you're like, I can't go to sleep ever.
And I'd actually forgotten that before you put that in our little
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
yeah. It's oh, Hollywood. But ghosts are real in some forms. Scott and I actually went and saw one of our favorite lecturers. His name is John Tenney. For all of you watching and you like to hear kind of spooky stories, John's one of the best. He's been a researcher in the paranormal field since 1991, and he was telling all these stories. And he told this story about how he befriended this family of witches, and they did like hex magic. And he was telling the story about how the matriarch of the family gave him this coin, and she said don't give this coin to anybody, because if the wrong person gets their hand on it, they can control you. Long story short, the matriarch did this to her ex-husband, who was apparently dead. And they get drunk one night, this 85-year-old woman and John Tenney, and the woman says, he's not dead, as in my ex-husband. And he's like, what are you talking about? She said, I'll show you. So they get in the car and they go to this high school, like the back of a high school, I think it was high school. And it's like 12:30 at night. And this little old woman knocks on the back door. This janitor opens it up and like totally just, yeah, come on in. And it's not weird at all. And John's like, okay, what's happening? And the janitor pulls up these 2 chairs, and John Tenney and this older woman sit down. And down the hall walks this white, glass-eyed, so old looking man, just dragging a mop, and he is not paying attention to anything, and he looks like he's death. And he sits down on this 3rd chair. There was a 3rd chair that was pulled out, and it's the zombie of her ex-husband, her dead husband. And she just goes for about 15 minutes berating him about how awful of a human husband he was. And John's sitting there like, what am I watching? And he said, after that night, I'm never seeing this family again. I mean, when he told that story, he went through it so quickly, as if, yeah, okay, let's go to the next story. And I was like, can you explain what just happened?
Right. What the heck?
Yeah. Hex magic. Don't screw around with it, man.
Nope. Don't do it. So tell us all of your favorite answers to all of these questions. We want to know your favorite horror movies, anything that traumatized you as a kid, favorite quote, all of that. Put it in the comments. We'd love to hear it.
I want to hear all of them, because there's no one right answer, and I think it's so particular and relative to each person, and there's something defining about it. It's almost like what your favorite Disney movie is. That says something about who you are. Good news or cool news, kind of staying theme here on Halloween.
Spooky news.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. It's super fun. So we came across this website. So I guess Google put out their Frightgeist site, which is really entertaining. You can go on there and see top costumes. They have a costume map for the country where you can click and see what's the most popular costume in your area or across the country. There's also a costume wizard that you can move these little dials to see like a costume idea for yourself, which Max needs to do. So he has a costume for Halloween, and not just a mask that he can't see out of. But it's super fun, and we'll put the link up here. But it's kind of just a silly, fun way, and it has fun, spooky music on it. So we thought that was fun.
Yeah, if you can't figure out what to wear, it's funny. I'm going to do it right now. They have a spookiness level. I'll do minimum spooky level, 0% spooky. I'm going to go modern. There's a classic or modern style, and then trend meter, I'll whatever, national. Uniqueness, 100%. Let's see how unique we can go here. And Spider Gwen is my
okay.
What is Spider Gwen?
Spider Gwen's in the Spider-Man multiverse. It's Spider Gwen. I believe she's in white. Yes. When Gwen becomes Spider-Man, I think she's in a white outfit.
That's right.
That would be cool.
Right. Okay. All right. I don't think I have the female form for that. Or really,
maybe they should let you click like if you want a male, female, or neither category.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, click it again and see if it gives you another one.
Let's go 100% spooky. Let's do like 60% uniqueness. We'll go classic, national, and it gives me it.
Nice.
Spell has been cast. Your search is through. Here's a costume for you to view. Oh, they're even rhyming.
Oh.
It. Okay. It would take some time.
All you need, here's all you need. Just get a red balloon and carry it around with you. That's it. That is it. That's all you have to do.
Okay, I could do that, even though I have no parties planned because I don't have a social life. What
You
are
kind
you
of are
doing?
Charlie Brown. You pretty much are Charlie Brown.
I am kind of a Charlie Brown.
You're like, wah, wah.
You know, I think I must really, I got to change my way or something because I'm not actually that person, but everybody
You're
says
not.
that.
I know. And you keep doing these things that are like so downer. Like you're not, you're actually very fun and outgoing. Come on now.
What are you doing for Halloween? Are you going out like this, like today or something with Max, or what are you going to do?
On Halloween, I'm doing trunk or treat at school where I'm dressing up as one of the Sanderson sisters.
Oh, that's right.
I'm the Kathy and Jimmy with the floopity hair. And then that night I'm gonna go trick-or-treating. I'm gonna change into this
Fun.
one.
You know, for
Yeah.
those of you who don't live or have never lived in Los Angeles, best place to go trick-or-treating. If you find the right neighborhoods, like my sister lived in a neighborhood where it just so happened a whole bunch of production designers owned houses like around the same block. And it was an amusement park that these
That's
families,
awesome.
it was amazing. I loved even at, 33 years old walking through there. Oh man. Yeah. Well, have fun.
Thank you.
What is Max dressing as?
He's gonna be a green ninja.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a difference between green and black or red or white? No.
No, green's his favorite color, and there was a green ninja costume. So he's very excited about being the green ninja.
Nice. All right. Well, cheers, Max. Have fun, everybody watching. Thank you as always, and as our regular sign off, whether you're a writer, a director, actor, or overall creative genius, this was your news for the week, sort of. This was more of your entertainment for the week, I think. But at the very least, we will see you next time. Enjoy the holiday.
Happy Halloween.